Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Gracious Kama TV, the Tourist Man Black Africa. Today, three major events happened in the Republic of Kenya, and I found it necessary to give a critical analysis about these three major events. The first event that happened in this country is that for the first time in history, one British pound, is now being exchanged with Kenya shilling 200. The other thing is that the American dollar, US dollar, is now being exchanged at Kenya shilling 162. And the other major thing that happened is that the government increased the cost of electricity. And these are the things that I want us to actually analyze. And when all this is happening, William Samoei Ruto is telling the country that the economy is stable. He is telling the country that he has a plan and he has stabilized the economy. And our economy is among the fastest growing economies in the world. William Samoei Ruto is actually taking Kenyans for granted. Kwa sababu ukichunguza vizuri sana utaona ya kwamba when you increase the cost of electricity, it means that everything goes up. Kila kitu kinapanda. Bei hata ya chakula itapanda kwa sababu the cost of production will also increase. Bei ya vitu muhimu, bidhaa muhimu itapanda. And even when the Azimio has been fighting for the government to lower the cost of living, I think the government of William Samoei Ruto is now vomiting on the shoes of the hustlers. The government of William Samoei Ruto is now laughing at the hustlers. The government of Kenya Kwanza is now stepping on the necks of the hustlers. They don't seem to care. They don't seem to care so much about what is happening or how Kenyans are going to react. When we now start exchanging one British pound with Kenya shilling 200, the cost of imports becomes very, very high. Most of the things that we consume in this country are imported from other countries. Most of the things that we use in this country, kutoka mishale ya kiberiti hadi vitu vya kimsingi ambavyo vinafaa labda tunavitengeneza hapa, tunaviagiza kutoka mataifa ya ughaibuni, tunaagiza kutoka bara Europa, Marekani na Asia. Now, when again the dollar now hits 162, then it means we are getting it wrong. Then it means that this economy is headed to the dogs. Then it also means that what the government has been telling us is that the economy is stable is not true. It tells us that the cost of doing business in this country is very, very, very difficult. It also tells us that we are not going to attract many investors. Which investor, tell me, ni mwekezaji yupi ambaye atakuja kuwekeza mali yake katika taifa ambalo linawanyoga wananchi? Ni mwekezaji yupi ambaye atakuja kuwekeza mali yake au pesa zake katika taifa ambalo we are losing? The inflation is very, very high. Who is this investor? And you know, an investor is somebody who is duly informed. An investor is somebody who carries the due diligence. Sio mtu ambaye anaamka siku moja na akaanza kusema kwamba sasa atawekeza mali yake bila kujali. Anafanya uchunguzi wa ndani kabisa. Anafanya uhakiki wa mambo ya kiuchumi. Today, as we talk, parents are still crying because they cannot be able to pay school fees. And I noted somewhere in Kiambu a number of students, number of parents camping outside the offices of the national government constituency development funds, waiting for the government to disburse the much awaited funds so that they could go to school. Ladies and gentlemen, all this is happening when Kenyans are watching. All this is happening when many people are not even ready to criticize the government of William Ruto. All this is happening when watu wanazidi kusema hasla atawale, hasla atawale. Ndio atawale, dynasty ni baya kama nilivyoambiwa. But ni heri yule mtu ambaye watu walikuwa nasema ni mlevi. A mlevi who was actually sober. A mlevi who could maintain a stable economy. Mlevi ambaye wakati wake $1 was exceeding at 123 shilling. Huyo ndiye ambaye tulikuwa tunaita mlevi. Mlevi ambaye aliweza kuuda nyumba, akajenga nyumba 20,000 units without taxing Kenyans, without the housing levy. Huyo ndiye mtu ambaye mnaita mlevi. Mlevi ambaye aliuda barabara kilomita ambazo hazijawahi kuonekana katika taifa hili. Aliuda kilomita nyingi kuliko Kibaki, Moi na Kenyatta wote wakiwa pamoja. Huyo ndio mnaita mlevi. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are losing this country. From where I sit, we are losing this country. From where I sit, it look like the government is clueless. From where I sit, it is like William Ruto doesn't get the much needed information about our economy. I think something needs to be done. And if we allow the World Bank and IMF to continue exploiting this nation, because literally these are the institutions that are running this country, if we continue allowing them to run this nation, we are going to lose it. We are going to lose our country for good. Because these are guys who don't care. These are institutions who don't care about the common mwananchi. Sasa niambie wewe, are people going to switch off electricity? Because now time has come for people to start thinking about other things. It is coming at a time when Kenyans are being taxed like nobody's business. Kusema ukweli, ni nchi gani ambapo watu wanalipia kodi kuku, mayai wanalipia? Niambie, ni wapi ulisikia haya? Mkulima ananunua mbegu za mahindi, mbegu za mimea, ananunua wakati mwingine ananunua hata bolea, all of it being taxed. And then when he goes to the market, he's supposed to pay 5% and leave it to the government. This is not the kind of government that we expected. Indeed, ukitazama vizuri sana utaona kwamba kile ambacho watu wamekuwa wakiwaambiwa that what is happening in this country is because Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta messed up with this country. Remember in my latest video, I showed you Rigathi Gachagua telling Kenyans that what happened is that they inherited empty coffers and hakukuwa hata na panya wala mede. Uogo usio na mifano, kasuba, propaganda ambazo zinatumika kueneza uvumi, kueneza mambo ya kuwafanya watu waonekane kama walemavu wa akili. Kenyans is not short of fools, and I think time has come for parliament to assert its authority. I think Kenyans should actually force parliamentarians to pass even a vote of no confidence with this government. Because whatever we are witnessing in this country, we cannot continue like these guys. We cannot. Kwa sababu, tukiendelea kukaa hivi, basi itamaanisha kwamba Wakenya watazidi kuumia. It is high time that William Samoei Ruto knows that he has a duty to actually improve the lives and the standard of Kenyans. Kwa sababu watu wanazidi kuumia kila uchao. Unaamka unapata kodi mpya ambayo hatukuwa tumesikia hapo beleni. Unaamka utasikia mambo mengine. Sijui tukiamka kesho tutapata nini. Because guys, we are losing this country, as I've always said. I don't know what you think, but from where I sit, I think we are losing the country. And please like this video and maybe say what you think about William Samoei Ruto. Because from where I sit, I can say he seems not to have any plan. He seems to be getting it wrong. he seemed to be getting the wrong advice. That is my take. Till next time, adios.